Cobb, and I like to say that I am a proud, I am a patriotic, and these days I am a pissed off American citizen. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad that gets that response from y'all here in Grand Rapids, because I think it's important that we not allow the Tea Party to claim some sort of monopoly on political anger. You know, because I'm also a progressive and proud of it. But I work with people from across the political spectrum, and I want to be clear that if you engage a Tea Party adherent about why they're angry, what you will find is that they're angry about the fact that Wall Street America, the big bankers, destroyed the economy, and then the federal government rewarded them with $1 trillion of our tax money. Well, you know what? I'm angry about that too, aren't you? So I don't want the Tea Party and Tea Party rallies to be the only place where that anger is expressed. But I want to dig a little deeper, friends. I want to suggest this, that I'm also angry about the fact that 25% of the children are going to bed hungry in the United States of America. And I rarely hear that anger expressed at Tea Party rallies. I'm angry about the fact that the economic system of the United States of America is basically destroying the environment, leading to a runaway global climate crisis. And I never hear that expressed at Tea Party rallies. And because we are in a place of worship in a church, and my grandfather was a Baptist preacher, so we have something called truth-telling. And I'm going to actually make a promise to you that I will tell you the truth as I see it, as clearly and unequivocally as I can, even if it's a difficult truth. Can we get that agreement together? So I'll tell you this truth as well, because this is not a truth that's very easy for many of us to say out loud publicly, but damn it, it's the truth. I'm also angry about the fact that the United States of America is a fundamentally racist, sexist, and class-oppressive society. And I damn sure don't hear that anger at Tea Party rallies. Well, I'll tell you something, folks. The kind of anger that I've just described to you, I want to suggest is a righteous anger. And I use that word very carefully. It is righteous, knowing that we are in a place of worship. That anger is righteous anger, because it is the same kind of anger that propelled the abolitionists of this country. They were angry at the injustice of the depraved institution of slavery. Righteous political anger fueled the women of Seneca Falls to begin the women's empowerment movement. Righteous anger fueled the trade union movement and the civil rights movement. Righteous anger is a good thing. And that's because righteous anger is a particular type of anger. You see, if you just get angry about something and you just stew in it and wallow in your anger and turn it inward, that is not righteous anger by definition. That kind of anger is actually very dangerous. Emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, in every way. You see, righteous anger is unique because it requires you to engage in action. That's how you can tell it has become righteous anger. If you just thunder about something being wrong and then you don't do anything about it, by definition, that's not righteous anger. Righteous anger requires us to act. And so, I'm going to do my best in our short amount of time together, basically to tell a story. And I'm telling the story because it's important to recognize that we as human beings understand our world through the stories we tell each other. Stories are very important. They give us an understanding and they give us meaning. And the story I'm going to tell is how it came to be that large transnational corporations are not just exercising power, but how they are ruling us. How they're making the fundamental public policy decisions that affect all of our lives. In order to tell that story, there'll be 4 basic concepts that I'm going to cover. The first concept is the word democracy. That word gets thrown around a lot in the United States, and so in order to make sure we're all on the same page and that we have some clarity to our discussion, I'm going to ask this question. What language is that from? It's from Greek. And let's break it down. Demos means the people. Kratia means rule. So literally the word democracy means the people rule. So let's ask the obvious follow-up question. How many people believe that we, the people, are ruling in the United States? Don't be shy. Look around. Seriously. Not a Point is, folks, I do this presentation all across the country. I'm 8 days in Michigan on behalf of the Move to Amend Coalition. I've already been to Detroit, to Lansing, to Traverse City, and not a single person has actually asserted, well, yes, we the people rule. We got some problems, but we're ruling in this country. And may I suggest that is a problem.
Amen.
However, the fact that nobody raises their hand to that question is a good thing. It's not a good thing that we the people are not ruling, but I suggest to you it's a good thing that we're finally disabusing ourselves of the notion that we are ruling. That we're actually coming to terms with the scary reality that the creation myth that we were taught in this country is not real. Collectively, we are not ruling because our social, political, and economic institutions do not actually provide us an opportunity to collectively come together and make these decisions. And so rather than merely critique that reality, I want to understand it and then figure out together how we can move past it.